This is a 2024 Ioniq 6, and it's a little bit like a Porsche Carrera and a Porsche 911 get together and produce a love child. Introducing the Ioniq 6. The Ioniq 6 is the most aerodynamic EV you could buy today. With a drag coefficient of 0.22, you are going to get a fantastic range from this vehicle. Now, just looking at the front, you can see the sleek design of all these lines, and all that is to help with the aerodynamics of the vehicle. Again, as you move down, you see the fantastic pixelated LED headlights, and all over the car, they're all pixel squares. And that's something that Hyundai on the Ioniq 5 and 6 have introduced. And it's something they really like to have all over the vehicle, which I will show you later on. This is a 2024 single motor rear wheel drive, and that does approximately 330 to 350 miles to a full charge, depending on how you drive, of course. People in the Ioniq 6 group in the UK, they've seen around 400 miles, which is fantastic. But for me, I get around 290 because I'm a bit heavy footed, which you'll see when I drive this later on, how easy that is. These headlights, they are incredibly bright. Now, these are what Hyundai call the LED pixel headlights. I think that's what they're called. I'm not an EV expert, I'm not a technical expert, but this channel isn't all about that. What I do know is, driving this at night time, wow, you can see so much on the road. And what's amazing about the Hyundai Ioniq 6's headlights is it uses like a smart headlight, I think that's what they call it. So if you've got your full beam on automatically, which this car does, if you have a vehicle coming towards you, it will automatically dip each LED and still remain the rest of the road really bright. And as soon as that vehicle passes you, full beam comes back on for that pixel and you can see the whole road again. So moving on from the headlights, we come around the side of the vehicle, again admiring all these lines onto the 20-inch alloy wheels. Now these are amazing wheels. They are pure diamond cut alloys, really nice and stunning. As you can see, 20-inch alloy wheels, which adds to that ride comfort. In America, you can get the 18-inch alloy wheels, which adds an extra 30 to 40 mile range because they're a smaller wheel. But for these, fantastic, love them, fantastic design. As you move up around the vehicle, you can see more pixels on the side of the wing mirror. Now, these wing mirrors have little cameras underneath them. Just under here, you can see a camera, and all that adds into the 360 surround view. And when you're parking a vehicle, you can have a 360 bird's eye view, and you can see all around the car, which not a lot of EVs are doing at the moment. But what I like about Hyundai is they've implemented it. I can't parallel park, I could drive in front, I could reverse park, but parallel parking, I'm shocking with. Thankfully, this vehicle helps with that. As you come to the back of the vehicle, you can see the swooping design continues, and it reminds me a bit like a teardrop. All that adds to the aerodynamics of this vehicle. What I like about the charging port is Hyundai have continued with the 6 pixels on the charging port. Press a button, and it's all motorized. You've got LEDs here, which simulate how much battery you've got. Now, I always charge 100%, I know people say you shouldn't do, but I do. It's Type 2 charging with CCS, which will give this car a charging rate of 10 to 80% in 18 minutes. Tell me an EV that can charge that fast. Which means this vehicle, being an 800 volt battery, means it can take 350 kilowatt charging, and again, in 10 to 80% in 18 minutes. Fantastic. You need to close it. All you need to do is press a button, and it will close. As we move on to the back of the vehicle, this is what I really, really admire about Hyundai. They haven't just thought about, oh, let's just go with the same bog standard sort of Tesla design. This being a saloon and being the most aerodynamic vehicle, which I will continue to say because it really is, they've gone for a Porsche 911 sort of style. So they've got this big spoiler here, following the Hyundai's design of all the pixels, and it drops down into another spoiler and just adds to that aerodynamic look. All this pixel bar stretches along the back of the vehicle, and it looks fantastic at night time. Put your brake pedal on, put your hazards on, indicating, amazing. I've never seen a car with so many pixels. It's mind-boggling of how well they've designed this vehicle. Now, the most important bit about this car, bear in mind it is a saloon, so the trunk space or the boot space isn't the biggest. I believe this is a 401 litre capacity. But if you want a bigger boot space, like a Tesla or a Skoda, you're looking at about 440 plus. So depending on what you need to carry in the back of your car, if you're doing a weekend away, shopping trips, you can even get 3 bags of golf clubs in this. It's more than enough. Then all you need to do with this boot is you can either lock it or close it by pressing a button, and it will close. What I also like about Hyundai is, if you've been shopping and you got your hands full, pushing a pram, you got kids in tow, if you stand at the back of the vehicle, it probably won't work now because I've just locked it, you'll hear a beeping sound and the boot will just raise up. The Hyundai Ioniq 6 comes in a multiple array of colours. I've gone for the red and black interior. When I first ordered the red, I thought, oh, it's going to be quite bright. But this red is amazing. It's not too bright, but it just blends in. I really like the black and red accents. Now, looking at the Hyundai website, all the colours are available. You can have a white interior as well. It's all vegan leather, but again, because this is the ultimate trim, I get a lot more features, which I will go into in a short while. So that's the exterior of the car. I know I've not gone into too much technical details, but for me, I wasn't that bothered by it. All I need to know is what's the 0 to 60 speed, how fast can I charge, and what colour it's going to get. And I was quite happy with this. But now I'm going to show you the interior. Again, approach to unlock, really nice handles, and I'll show you the interior. As you enter this beautiful cabin, you enter the vehicle and the seat moves into your position of how you set it. You've got this 12.1 inch display, dual displays I must add. One side show you all the infotainment system, and you have all the car details right in front of you. Now, because this is the ultimate trim, I also get a heads-up display and I get a sunroof. This vehicle also comes with a Bose sound system, and it's an 8-speaker setup, which is okay, but if you're an audiophile, really like powerful music, this car maybe isn't for you. I'm an audiophile myself. I've been able to tweak the system, but it's just lacking that power. But for me, it's okay. It's not the best sound system in the world, but it does the job. What this car also has is Highway Driving Assist version 2. What that basically means is if you're driving on a motorway, you turn on Highway Driving Assist, you set it to cruise control, and the car will steer in lane for you. It will automatically determine the distance in front of the vehicle and behind you, and it will slow down and speed up as it requires. And this also now changes lanes for you. So all you need to do is indicate into the lane you want to go into, to left or right, and then that will determine the distance between you and the car in front of you, the car at the side of you, and the car behind you, and it will nicely just move over into that lane, keeping you center. Fantastic. Used it so many times last week, and it really is a nice feature. So Hyundai have gone and thought about all the environmental aspects of this vehicle. They've used vegan leather all around the vehicle. They've used recycled plastics again, which you'll find mostly over the vehicle, but it's as you get lower, there's plastics down there. But all of this is really nice soft material, nice and squidgy, and up here is all nice soft leather as well. Now these seats is the first time I've ever had these seats in any vehicle I've driven. You get ventilated and heated seats. Now I believe they only come in the ultimate trim, but it's fantastic. You get that cold breeze blowing up your back, blowing all down your body, and it just adds to a really, really nice drive. Now I drove this car last week around 1,300 miles, and I didn't once get a numb backside. I felt really comfortable and just really, really relaxed. It's not rapid, but what I like is ride comfort and just how nicely this drives. If you don't want to press buttons, Hyundai have got their own little assistant. So you hold down the little person speaking button, that's what you call it. Turn on driver's ventilated seat. And there you go. My seat is now ventilating. Hyundai have also implemented a fantastic feature that I really, really like. Now, a lot of EVs are now having LED ambient lighting. Hyundai have gone a step further, a dual zone LED ambient lighting control. What that means is I can have the top of the doors blue and the bottom red. Have it any color you want. You can also set it to change to your driving mode. So if you're in sport mode, all the lights in the car will change to red. It's so easy to change the ambient lighting in this car. All you need to do is go into infotainment system, and then you go into settings, vehicle, scroll down to light, ambient lighting, and then you got your color here. So as you see, all of these are your colors. Now, don't think that's what you're limited to. You can set your own custom color. You set your own custom color here. I don't know how many colors there are. I don't really want to count, but you've got loads. That's just for one single color. Now, if you want to dual zone, if you scroll all the way up to the top, you've got your dual zone colors here. And again, you set your custom colors for upper and lower. Hyundai, again, have thought about mobile phone users. What this car has, we've got a USB-A port. I don't know why they've done that, with a wireless charging pad, which again has got all the pixels, so it will show you the battery level of your phone. So it will go orange when it's charging, and when it's fully charged, it will go green. Again, you've got two USB-C charging ports in here, and you've got two at the back for your passenger. Unfortunately, Apple CarPlay in this vehicle is not wireless. I don't know why Hyundai, it's 2024. A lot of manufacturers are now doing it. There's not been one day where I've not driven this car around the UK and people haven't looked at it and admired it. There's a lot of features, cool features on this car, but what we're now going to do is take it for a drive. The Hyundai, what is it like to drive? Phenomenal. The steering wheel is really, really light. Ride comfort wise, it's like driving on clouds. There's no other way to explain it. It's just really, really comfy. In terms of noise pollution, Hyundai, they've gone for a double glazed soundproof glass 360 all around the car, which means on the road like now, you can't hear anything. So this leads me on to things I love and hate about the Ioniq 6. What I love? Ventilation flaps. Never thought I'd say that about a vehicle, but now I do. Hyundai have introduced these ventilation flaps, so if the battery gets too hot, it will open up the flaps and let some more air flow through. Rear space. Again, I'm 5'11", my seat is in my position, but look how much room I've got. Now, Hyundai has a flat floor, so there's no middle spacing. If you're a comfortable passenger, you can put your legs as and where you need them. Heated rear seats. Winter's day, your passengers aren't going to get cold. Turn it on, and they get a nice warm bum. Things I hate about the Ioniq 6. The sleepy roof line. If you are a tall passenger and you're sitting on the back, you are unfortunately going to have your head crushed against the ceiling. Next thing I don't like. The opening space of the boot. The boot's long, but it's not very deep. Why, Hyundai, have you not introduced USB-C? You've got USB-C ports all over the place, just not where you need Apple CarPlay. Infotainment system. It is so laggy and clunky. It's just not fit for purpose yet. So my final verdict on the Ioniq 6. I really like to drive it on the road. Very, very comfortable vehicle. If you're looking at buying one, go out and test drive it. Make sure it suits you. Make sure it suits your personality. So once again, thank you for joining me on my EV journey. I've been EV Jack, and if you've got anything else you want me to review, or if you need any information about the Ioniq 6, let me know in the comments down below.